right, and at 6 p.m. on the dot for me and noon Eastern, we are ready. Conception, are you still counting the marathon runs you're doing?
Oh, I am still counting, and this is the last one of the weekend for me. This is my 5th marathon run this weekend. So we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it.
Jesus bless. How many PBs have you had this weekend?
Just the one yesterday with Grim Fandango, only here on twitch.tv/SpeedDocs, of course. Yeah.
Doing the job for me and doing it excellently. All right, let's hope it is another one. I hope you're confident. Otherwise, I know we're definitely going to have a good time with an experienced marathon runner and a longtime friend and enjoyer of SpeedDocs and everything out of CJ and CC's feathers. Making it sound like they're birds, but whatever. Get us into Bugsnax and yeah.
And yeah,
let's enjoy the ride.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. Out of their feathers indeed, and that is appropriate here for Bugsnax. Hello again. My name is Conception2, and I'm going to be taking you through Bugsnax. No major skips. Specifically, I'll be playing on the PS5 version of the game, so we're gonna be having a good time. Now, if I'm not mistaken, we did have a bid war open for the color of the Grumpus, which is actually our main character here. So we're gonna need to close that and let me know now, so I know which save file to pick.
Yep, I'm just currently reloading. It'll take me 1 second. We had a little lead for green last I checked, and it's still the only choice, but it is a very confident choice with $106. Thank you so much for all that you've given towards that.
Very good, very good. Green is my favorite color, so I'm very happy about that. So the game actually starts time as the cutscene loads in, so I'm going to hit the game to start the file, and I'll do my best to count in time. So get ready on that. 3,
take it away.
2, 1, go. Yeah, sorry, it's a little difficult to time there because it doesn't start on the new game select, it starts on the file load. So, but we are here.
Good luck.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. This is Bugsnax. If you're unfamiliar, let me give you a little bit of lore here. So we are Grumpus. That's the name of our kind of being or species here, which is kind of like a furry humanoid type creature. Specifically, we are a journalist. And the no major skips category of this game is another way of saying no loading zones early. So we do have one minor skip we do right at the beginning here, which is skipping the opening cutscene, which gives us a little bit of lore. But basically, we are here because we have been invited. Thank you, finally. We've been invited to learn about Bugsnax and the residents of Snaxburg here. As they, I knew that was going to happen because of a bad cycle. They have a lot to share with the world. They want the world to know about Bugsnax. So we're going to learn a little bit about them. First, this is Filbo. He's the first other Grumpus that we meet on the island. He gives us a little bit of insight, and he's kind of the de facto mayor of Snaxburg. And we're gonna see a whole slew of cast of characters here to have we get to have a lot of fun with. Jeez, these Strabbies are giving me trouble today. So let's wait for that one to spot right back out of the bush there for us. There we go. And this one's gonna be too far away, I know it. Oh, we got it still. No, you jerk. So yeah, that can happen. The Loliv's there. Okay, that was odd. The Lolivs love if they see a trap, they're gonna grab it. So they always take it from us. Unfortunate placement there that the Loliv happened to be just above where my trap was, because that would have been a nice fast Roodle capture there. But we got through it. Anyway, back to the lore. So Filbo, mayor here, he's stranded, and everyone in Snaxburg, which is kind of like the central village of the game, has departed Snaxburg because their real leader, and I say that in the least harsh terms because I love Filbo, but their little leader, who is Lizbert, and she is actually the one who invited us here to learn about Bugsnax and the society, she has gone missing. And without her, they don't really know what to do, so they've all kind of gone their separate ways. But that is our first area down out of the way, Flavor Falls, and here is Garden Grove. So interesting thing about this game is the 80% category, super short. World record for console is 16.5 minutes. World record for no major skips for the record is an hour 11 in 31 seconds. However, this exact spot, this section right here is exactly the same as it is at any percent, because it's one of the only spots in the game that for whatever reason, even if you get out of bounds, even if you try and circumvent the system, it does not trigger the loading zone. The loading zone will not happen until you complete the necessary quests. It's the only area in the game that does this, so we have to be a little bit unique here. All right, we're gonna have to come back. All right.
Thanks.
I was trying to do a really fast sequence. I got a little bit nervous about the cycles. I didn't want to miss them, so I oops, nope. There we go. What we could have done, and if it had went really well, that would have been great, is that we could have captured that Frieder by shoving the trap through the floor and getting it that way. But because I was a little bit worried about missing these other cycles with the Shishka bug and the bunger, didn't want to risk it, so I just jumped down and caught it the old-fashioned way, which loses us a little bit of time, but not that much. But it would have been really cool. That fast Frieder technique is actually a somewhat recent discovery. We used to catch the Frieder in a little bit more of a unique way, but this way is significantly faster. So, too bad I didn't get to show it off, but it is a really difficult trick to pull off. It's one of the hardest tricks to pull off in the game, in my opinion. And now we get to turn in all of these Bugsnax to Wambus, who is a farmer type. But also like very independent and things like that. He's not your typical bumbly farmer. He's very strategic, very smart, which is really cool. The fun thing about this no major skips category that's really interesting with the routing is that anytime that we have a character that we have quests for, we don't have to just do a quest, turn it in, do a quest, turn it in, do a quest, turn it in. It's really great. We can actually do all of the quests ahead of time and then turn them in all at once, which saves us a lot of time, which is great. This is Beffica. She is the queen of gossip, so-called. She's a pretty cool character, and she takes us through this little tutorial segment where we learn about our journal. That's unfortunately not skippable. And we finally make our way into Snaxburg proper. Snaxburg. Well, kind of the hub of everything. This is the other areas of the game branch off from this one. So getting here now, we kind of have a hubs, that we're gonna come back to often. And getting back a little bit to the plot of the game. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to convince all of the Grumpuses that have since left Snaxburg to return to the island. And we're going to be doing that with various quests and things like that, accomplishing things that they need. And then when they come back, they will come back here, reestablish their little homes that are all since boarded up or tented up and things like that. We have about 12 that we need to get returned to Snaxburg. So if you're keeping count at home, we have 2 right now, Filbo and then of course Wambus. So we're gonna head back to our friend Beffica, who stayed in Garden Grove. And we're actually gonna do her quest to get her to return, as she's like the closest and quickest one to do.
Welcome, Scamp.
And this one actually has some cool like movement tech if we can pull it off in one foul swoop here. So we get to do some treetop parkour, which is always fun. We're gonna hop this fence and take a picture of the Strabby while we're doing so. Run over here, and we're gonna catch this weenie worm, which is like a hot dog snake or worm creature. And then treetop parkour back. A little bit harder than it looks actually, but we pulled it off pretty well. If you missed what the quests we had to do were, we had to not just we had not had to capture, we had to like identify the 6 types of species that were in Garden Grove at the time. So by identifying them, all you have to do is like take a picture of them, and it gives you like a little blurb about the Bugsnax itself. So I took pictures of 2 of them, but I decided to catch the weenie worm because it updates as learning about it when you catch it as well. And we also needed to catch it to turn it into Beffica because she wanted us to give her her favorite Bugsnax, which if you look in her little cave there's a picture of a weenie worm on the wall. And the last thing we have to do for Beffica is figure out what Wambus is doing between the hours of 10 p.m. and 1 a.m., which is waking up and talking to a cactus. So like I said, she's the queen of gossip. She wants all the hot goss.
Plus, see your.
But now that's enough to satisfy her condition. We get her to return back to Snaxburg. That's 3.
Already zooming. So what I'm seeing is this is Pokemon without the stupid annoying battle part. You're just out there capturing.
Yep, we're capturing, and then it has these unique Bugsnax have these unique qualities when digested, which we've seen a little bit so far. That when the Grumpuses eat them, you know, their limbs will turn into the Bugsnax that they've just eaten. This is Floofty actually, which we will see a lot later in the run. But Floofty is also going to give us a new little piece of technology here, that when you eat a Bugsnax, we can now select which limb it changes, and that will be useful for a few specific quests down the line. But yeah, that's basically we catch these cute little things. Sometimes we have to feed them to the Grumpuses that ask about it, and you know, sometimes we have to do some more unique quests with them, not even just simply capturing them. We might have to do something else. So it's gonna be a fun time. 2 more Grumpuses lie before us, Wiggle and Gramble. Wiggle is obsessed with fame. As you can see, she's got a killer singing voice, and she is trying to become famous with using that. And then on the right, we have a Gramble. Gramble is a pacifist. Gramble does not eat Bugsnax, he befriends Bugsnax. So he usually will have like a sanctuary for Bugsnax to keep them safe. Which is really cool, but that creates a few unique challenges for us in this section, as we're about to find out. So we're gonna do quests for both Wiggle and Gramble. We're going to complete Gramble's line, but Wiggle we're gonna not be able to complete because she requires Bugsnax from an area we have yet to go to. So we'll see a little bit of that later on. But for now, we get a new tool, which is called the Buggy Ball. The Buggy Ball is a Strabby inside of a ball that we can roll around, which will allow us to get into like tube-shaped places, or you know, we can hit it with sauce and you know, use it in unique ways like that. So that's going to be a good time. But we also what we're meant to do with Gramble there is we're actually meant to lead the Buggy Ball through like an obstacle course. But the game, if you actually just use the laser pointer to have the Buggy Ball go towards the end of the maze, it actually will just complete it on its own, so we don't have to worry about it. And then we're actually gonna have the Buggy Ball make its way over there automatically for us, while we talk to Wiggle and complete a few quests for her. Specifically, oops, I almost fed her the wrong snack. That's why I panicked there for a second. Specifically, she wants us to turn her hair into a Pineantula or a pineapple, and then she just wants a Grape Skeeto, and she doesn't care where that one goes, so we just put it wherever, you know, lands first. Great. I was a little worried about that cycle because I have the Buggy Ball go right in there because we need to catch a peel bug that's in that little log. But because I missed the cycle a little bit there, I was worried that it was gonna start with it was going to go in there while we were doing the cutscene, but we just made it. Now, one thing we have to do as well is we have to lead these Queebles up to Gramble, but we can't capture them. We have to do it in a more unique way, which is shoot their likeness is chocolate. They really like chocolate, so we shoot chocolate on this Buggy Ball here, and we get them to come up here and just kind of lure them up that way. Once they're up here, it's not really a problem anymore. They'll probably run away into some bushes while I run and turn towards Gramble, but it's not a problem. They'll come back on their own.
Anyway, please.
We'll turn in that quest, and while Gramble is making his way here, we're actually going to sleep. And that's actually for speed tech reasons. Because we need to head back to Snaxburg after this here, so we're actually gonna make our way back there now. But we need to talk to Filbo when we get back to Snaxburg here. And if we had not changed the time would be like in the middle of the night and Filbo would be asleep, which is fine, except that the animation for waking up anybody is like 5 seconds. So it's actually faster to change the time and then worry about it afterwards, because then you don't have to go and go through that long animation of waking somebody up. Not to mention we'd have to walk farther to get to Filbo's bed too, so it definitely saves some time. Now, no major skips is probably my favorite category of this game to run, because we get to catch a lot of different Bugsnax. We get to see all the areas of the game. It's just a good time. Any percent we skip so much, so we don't get to see a lot of that stuff. Now, the downside to this is that we have to do these celebrations whenever we meet a landmark of Grumpus's returning back to Snaxburg. Filbo wants to throw a party because he gets excited. So now that we've hit, 3 guests besides Filbo, he wanted to throw a party. These parties are long and more or less glorified interactive cutscenes. So that is what makes it a little bit annoying, because they can be very long. This one's actually the shortest of all 4 of the parties that we're gonna do, and we have the most control as well. We can kind of just hop around wherever we want to go. But you will see later in opportune points for some donations, plugs, or incentives coming up here in a second, that we're gonna have these long cutscenes to go through without too much to do. So we're gonna reserve a lot of those plugs for them. But luckily this one's already about over. As you can see, some of the Grumpuses are returning, but they're not exactly on the best of terms yet. They haven't banded together. That comes in time. Here we also find out that we can't eat Bugsnax. They have a bad effect on us. It's not very good. We get through the first party and we actually get to enter a new area called Scorch Gorge, which is a very fun area, but can be very RNG dependent on how fast we can go. We're going to be doing a lot here, so it's going to go hopefully pretty fast. So first things first, we're going to grab our snack trap. We're actually going to just place it here. The Scorpano hates traps, so it's going to shoot a fireball at it, which we need to light on fire, because we need those pop ticks to actually pop. They're popcorn Bugsnax, but right now they're in like their seed form, but we need it to like pop for real. And then we're going to attempt to get this Spuddy to unlock the door. Good, he did, even though he hit us in the process, which is great. So we unlock the door. Then we're going to jump up here. We're going to then utilize this cactus for a trap, actually. Well, we're going to try to do that, but it's not going to go so well, apparently. Let's try that one more time. There we go. We're meant to catch these cheap hoofs a more unique way, which is to utilize a new trap that we're about to get in 1 second. But, so this is interesting. The pop tick is all the way over here. You know what? I'm not going to worry about it right now. That is because I slammed the pop tick kind of out of the way when I threw down my trap. And of course the Spuddy is just wrecking me right now. Where is, okay. That I can't even explain what just happened there. That Spuddy was just really wreaking havoc. At least it also hit the Ribblepede, which is what I was trying to capture on the wall there. So it stunned it, so I didn't have to use the trap. But geez, that was a cluster, if I do say so.
Hello.
This is Cromdo, by the way, who is another Grumpus. He's kind of like, I always describe him as the used car salesman of Grumpuses. That's exactly his personality. He's just kind of a grifter. We're gonna use this newly found launch pad, which is basically, as you can see, a launch pad. Oops, not what I wanted to do.
What? Hey.
Great, and then we're going to also utilize it for some catches now. For example, we need to catch this Sweet Frieder. So we're gonna launch our trap over to the other side and catch it that way. We also need this Spuddy, which is in a really good position. Hopefully it stays lined up. Looks like it's gonna be good. Great. To open this door for us. And then we need to catch a Shy Weenie Worm in here, which we did pretty quickly. Can't complain. All right, just want to make sure that Spuddy wasn't going to wreak havoc on me again. And then we're going to catch that last cheap hoof in the sky because our friend Cromdo wants to eat some cheap hoofs. which if you can't gather, flying Cheetos. All right, and then we have one more quest to turn in for Comdo here, as he also wants to eat a sweet frieder, which we already captured, luckily for us. And then just like Wiggle before him, he has a quest to get a Bugsnax that is in an area that we have yet to go to. So we're gonna have to come back and finish Comdo a little bit later. We're gonna very humanely throw a rock at this Ribblipede. See, it's not hurt, it's fine. But we need to get it off the wall. So that's 2 Ribblipedes that we have, and Triffany is gonna want 3 here. So we're going to then come in this cave. There is a Ribblipede on the ceiling there, and we're just gonna use our launch pad to take care of that. And then feed the 3 Ribblipedes to Triffany here. Now, if you remember, I popped those pop ticks at the beginning. Triffany is about to be on send us on a quest where she goes in that cave that we unlocked all that time ago. And she has to walk there before we can finish it. So while she's walking there, I'm going to attempt to capture at least one of these pop ticks. Nope, didn't go well. Well, we're still gonna capture one, but it went a lot slower than I would have liked, unfortunately. It's very difficult because we can't just like lay a trap and wait for them, because that Scorpion up above, like I mentioned at the top, hates traps. So it will light my trap on fire, and then I can't catch the Bugsnax when the trap is on fire. So we have to be a little bit clever here. So while she's walking back, I'm gonna actually wait and grab the attention of that Spuddy so it doesn't, wreck me again like it did before. Okay, got the other pop tick. Relatively painless. And then now she's gonna want that shy weenie worm we caught. And then that's actually gonna be it for Triffany. We completed all the quests for her, and then we can actually leave this area for now. All right. And then a fun little piece of tech here as well. Most of the time, if we're too far away from the door, what I'm going to do is wait for the checkpoint to clear at the top of my screen. And then I will reload my save, because it is faster to reload the save, because whenever you reload the save, you automatically go back to the doorway that you entered to get into the area. So when I reload the save, instead of walking all the way back to the entrance, I'll reload the save, be right in front of the door, and just walk backwards, which will save me a good chunk of time. Even more time if you play on the PC version, because you can use loadless time for that. Now we got our pop ticks, we return to Wiggle. Turn those into her. And then now we're done with Wiggle as well. And same spiel, we're gonna wait for the checkpoint, restart our save. All right, great. So it's believe it or not, it's already time for yet another party, because we've gotten some more people to return to Snaxburg here. We have 6 total, so it's now time to make it happen.
Happy big party, Pog.
Yes. And this party is by far my least favorite, because I'm gonna be honest, chat. I'm gonna be honest, SpeedDocs fam. This section's almost 8 minutes, and I do almost nothing in this section. So
let me crack my knuckles and get out the shilling boots.
Yes, please do.
We get some good stuffs to tell. So yeah, I've been vibing and saying we already hit the goal of $2,000. We're a little bit ambitious, but we also trust in you, the amazing community. So Chiefs have decided we're going to raise $2,500 for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. And I think we can do it. I hope you think so too.
Oh, I think we can do it.
Yeah, it's $332 more. Would love to see that happen. Maybe already even during my shift, but I'm not pushing anyone. I'm not telling anyone what to do. But I'm making very, very convincing suggestions, I hope.
Usually when you have to say the suggestions are convincing, that's when you know they're the most convincing.
I will make you an offer you cannot.
Fuse.
What a fuse. I only knew it in German.
That's alright.
It's one of those... Yeah, CJ, I actually do watch some movies.
Yeah. Fun fact, I'll turn around. Let's just look around a little bit. Oh, look at this environment. What is that? All right, it's gone.
Just thinking about it.
Just wanted to throw that out there. We'll see a little bit about what that might be a little later on. But yeah, like I said, we got so much time. I will say as well, anytime I do this run, in a marathon, I always just plug the game itself. This game, I knew about it coming out. You know, I was lucky enough to get a PS5 at launch. So I was already looking for, you know, what I can play with my PS5 the day I get it. And this game came out the same day the PS5 launched. And I was like, you know, it looks cute. If you're into like the voice acting community, a lot of like really good voice actors in this game as well. A lot of like notable voice acting names. So I was pretty excited for it. But this game just like completely captured me. It's really fun. Obviously, the gameplay mechanics are very unique and don't really get boring. The cast of characters is really good. It has incredible LGBTQIA plus representation. The performances are great. We get, if you like are working towards like 100%ing the game or we're just playing it casually, every character has its own like side quests as well, so you get to learn a little bit about their motivations and their backstory and a little bit about why they're there on the island to begin with. Really fascinating stuff. We see a lot of cute Bugsnax obviously in the runs here as well, but you get to encounter things like legendary Bugsnax and bigger battles and stuff like that with Bugsnax. A lot more unique stuff. Plus, this game is affordable. It's on PS4, PS5. I think it's $30. I think at its highest price, so it's affordable. Please play this game. It's incredible. I can't suggest it enough. Probably one of my favorite games I played last year, and I did not expect to ever say that, but it's just really good.
Yeah, especially if something hits you out of left field and includes so many different topics, and just weave a great narrative out of it.
Yeah,
and also, come on, it's marvelously cute to look at.
Yeah, it's very charming. It's very cute, and like I said, you're going to be hit with like narrative that you didn't expect. Like the narrative's just really strong. It has, you know, kind of a surprise ending, or a little bit of a darker ending than you would expect for a game to be that, you know, is so colorful and vibrant. But like it makes sense. It's just really good. Play this game, everybody.
Also, poop jokes.
Yes, exactly.
Any respectable game these days. Let me tell you about a handful of little bid wars we have going on.
Please.
We will have Pokemon Emerald coming up right after this, run by Amoeba UK. You may yet decide the name for Rayquaza's nickname. Bidoof has $49. Mort, we all love Mort, don't we? Only has $1 to his name. $1 to his name. Maybe make that happen if you want. We have also for Mario Kart Double Dash the character choice. The top two choices win, and currently those are with $15 and $10 each, Toadette and Toad. And of course, as any respectable marathon has days, Super Metroid 100% save or kill the animals. Kill the animals, save the frames is in the lead by $80 with a total of $180 to the choice already raised. So if someone is after seeing all those cute animals that are fed to other cute Bugsnax, or no, the Bugsnax to the Wumpuses, whatever the plural is, yeah, if you have a hunger for saving frames, then that's comfortably in the lead, but it can still be a toss-up. So
yeah.
Nothing is set in stone until it happens.
Exactly. Yeah. So get those donations in, swing those bid wars in your favor. Plus, you know, we're raising money for St. Jude's. It's a great cause.
Absolutely.
No need to
All right. Do we need to kill more time?
We are almost. We're getting close. So I will say here. So this is the last little bit of like movement allowed for this section. Finally, whenever like this whole cutscene is going, I actually can't move. I'm not just standing here for my own sanity. I can't move here. So now I can move, and we're actually going to be introduced to a new Grumpus here who has broken into their old home. This is Chanlo, and at least in my chat, Chanlo is a fan favorite. He is a jock type, but he's also like a kind and sweet person. So, you know, he's not like your stereotypical jock that's kind of a jerk or anything like that. He's really, really good. So that's Chanlo, and we're gonna get some more Chanlo action.
He's green.
He's green.
Like an ogre.
Don't worry, folks.
Ogres have layers,
Fine.
like onions. Maybe that's going on with Chenlo as well.
Yeah. No onion
and
bug
the
snacks,
noise
I was
was
just
just
thinking
Chandler.
as you were saying that. I don't think there's any
that's a
onion-shaped bug snacks.
So that settles it.
Not that I can
Things are
think of.
good and safe
Maybe
and
for the sequel that they have teased, if they get one. Which I hope they
Onion rings, that would be a great idea.
Actually,
Would make for nice ears.
You know what? You saying that reminded me. So like the area that we were in. So we saw Bunger at the top. Bunger's my favorite. We saw Bunger at the top, but the area we were just in, Scorcher Gorge, has what a variant of Bunger that's called the BBQ Bunger. And it does have an onion ring on top. So that is good.
Nice.
So it does have. We do have our ogre representation in the BBQ Bunger. All right, so we're entering Sugarpine Woods, and Sugarpine Woods has a lot of really fun speed tech to it actually, and hopefully it goes well. Last marathon run I did of this, it went awry, so hopefully it goes a lot better than that. Okay, so first things first, we put our launch pad there, and we throw our kooky. Actually worked out really well. Holy moly! Wow. Okay, great. 1 second, let me just finish this and I'll explain what just happened. All right, cool. So we throw down our launch pad and in a very particular location, and then we aimed it at the honeybees that were flying at us above. Now, the reason why we did that is, as you saw, a kooky, which is an Oreo, basically, ran across our midst, and we launched the kooky at the honeybee. The honeybee is sticky, so the kooky and the honeybee stuck together, which is great because we need to capture both anyway. And then on top of that, to make it even more great, we need 2 honeybees for quests coming up. On top of that as well, a second honeybee flew in right as I was closing my trap, and I got the second one all in one catch. So we just got a triple catch, which really does not happen very often. So that worked out really good. That's optimal speed for you. We are also given a new tool here, which is the snack grappler, which is what we can use to grab things from a distance. The first quest we got to do with it is help Chandler get his basketballs in order. So I think the game intends for you to like shoot them into the basket to have more fun, but all you need to do is just put them back in here, which is definitely faster. Oops, didn't mean to grab that. We need to grab the basketball. There we go. And then actually, while we're waiting, we are gonna throw a oop, no. Wow. Well, that's okay. Not exactly what I meant to do, launch myself off, but we got a good yeet out of it, so I can't complain too much. There we go. And then while that's flying midair, we're gonna reset it because it knocked over. Jeez, I've never had this much problem on this section. All right, great. Great, that's what's supposed to happen. I can't reach it. Can't reach it. Can't reach it. All right, I got it. I had to fall and take care of it because I was gonna not get it otherwise. So, wow, I've never had so much difficulty on that section. That really just did not cooperate, and that's such a weird thing to not cooperate. But we accomplished all of it. Turned in all the quests we needed. Got the Cinder Snail we needed. Chandler challenges us to get back in an abnormal way, so we're gonna launch ourselves through some rocks here, but we're also gonna take a pit stop and grab this other tool that we get here, which is the tripwire, which we're gonna use here very shortly, but we gotta turn in some more quests with Chandler here. Feed him 2 more Cinder Snails. He's getting swole with cinnamon action.
Yeah, I can't. You got it.
And now he wants the honeybees that we caught as well.
Whoa.
Fun fact, this always turns his nose into like that, like honey wand thing, which I think is pretty cool looking. All right, so now we got to convince Snorpy to go home, which Snorpy and Chandler are in a relationship, which is really cool. We talked a little bit about Chandler already. Snorpy is like an engineer type. He creates tools and things that we need. Also a little bit of a conspiracy theorist, as it turns out. He believes that Grumpinati is after him. But we turn in a few quests. He asked for char mallows, so we sleep in the bed next to him because the char mallows only come out at night. So we sleep till midnight. We're gonna throw our tripwire there, launch it. Then we're gonna take out some ketchup. This char mallow over here, we're actually gonna catch it by shooting that with chocolate, the popsicle with chocolate, which means that fire and ice will come together, and they're both going to be susceptible to things if it ever gets to attack it. There we go. So that weakens the Char Mallow, and then it sets off a timer that the Bopsicle is going to explode here, which is great because we actually need the Bopsicle too. So, you know, we hit all of the birds with one stone, and I'm just leading it up here because it's closer to where we need to be afterwards. So they break apart, we grab both sections, and then we turn in the last quest to Snorpy here. Great. So that's this section done. It started off so strongly and just went awry so quickly in ways that I've never seen, but welcome to Marathon luck for you. This actually returns Chandlo and Snorpy at the same time, so we get a 2-for-1 special here, which is great. Now, if you remember, Cromdo needed some Bopsicles as well to complete his quest, so we're gonna head back to Scorch Gorge, and we're gonna talk to our friend Cromdo to turn in his last quest and get him to return as well. So if you're keeping count at home, that will be 9 Grumpuses returned. So we're getting close there. Like I said, we needed 12 to return, so we're getting pretty close. We're getting there.
Also shout outs to loading screen changing with every single Bugsnax you capture.
Yep, really cool addition, I think. You only capture 1 or 2 Bugsnax. Those are the only ones that show up on the menu, but we end up capturing, I think it's 25 kinds in this run. So we get a nice diverse loading screen there of Bugsnax goodness.
It's all about diversity.
You got to be a little careful with Cromdo because he specifically wants the Bopsicles on his feet. We actually come over here to sleep. Jeez, I missed it. I was a little bit late there. But he needs them on his feet, and we come over to sleep for the same reason we do as we did earlier, which is that we don't want to return to Snaxburg to start the party at night because it's going to create a long animation that we don't want to deal with. We're going to specifically walk around Wambus and Triffany there as well, because they have a cutscene that won't go off at all, no matter what you do, until you trigger it yourself. It's not like it'll just disappear over time or something like that. And we actually are very strategic, and we will want to save that cutscene trigger for later, because we're gonna exit that area again, and we're gonna want Wambus to be as close by as possible. So we're gonna save that for as long as we can. This is party number 3, which has some like fun stuff to do up top, but then it's just a long cutscene after. Basically, what's happening? Some weird stuff is going around. Someone is like breaking into the town, doing some weird stuff to the buildings, trying to break into. This is Gramble's house, and that's like his little sanctuary for Bugsnax as well. So people trying to break in there. What we have to do in terms of movement here is we have to find 6 clues scattered across Snaxburg as to what is going on. Now the fun part is we can get 3 and maybe 4 scanned in when we're frozen in spot here. Definitely 3 and sometimes 4 depending on what the angle that you come in. There's actually one directly behind Gramble's head here, and it also just depends on the angle that you get. It's really tough. You can see like the footprints are right behind his shoulder there. So usually you don't get that one, but you do get at least 3, and then you just have to capture the other 3 real quick and turn in the quest, and then it just becomes a cutscene after that. Let's see if I can get over his other shoulder. I don't think so. No, I'm not gonna be able to get it. That's fine. 3 out of 6 ain't bad. And then once we regain movement, we get to really quickly capture the other 3 clues.
Indeed. We should sweep the perimeter.
Yeah, keep in mind here. So this is a camera, by the way, because we are a journalist. We are here not only to explore and learn about Snaxburg, Bugsnax, and Grumpuses, but because we were asked here to interview everybody, and gather more information from Elizabeth, which we have yet to see because she's still missing. So that's like one of the main discoveries that we're also still trying to figure out. So that's why we're using a camera, and then we did interview Philbo at the top, and we might be doing some interviews later. No spoilers, but yeah, essentially now we are stuck in a cutscene, and I can't move. I will showcase this. This is our shadow. Look how long our arms are. I mean, like, look at everybody else's. Their arms are pretty short. Wambus has kind of long arms, I'll say that, but like everyone else has like short, stubby arms, and we got like these long limbs. So I don't know what the deal with that is, but yeah. Other than that, we got any more plugs? Any more shills? Any more donations? What do we got? Cannon.
I think we're looking just peachy. But those long, my theory is those long arms are just so we can better swipe some bugs or snacks or photos and whatnot. And I love what you can. It's like,
Whatever it is, it wants us dead.
in a weird sense, it's
earthquakes. Snacksburgs become
it feels interesting. People become snacks. Become what you eat. Be careful what you eat. You could become it. But also, I think it's a really positive image. No matter how you look, you can still be an awesome Wumpus. Grumpus.
Yeah, Grumpus. Yep.
We're better off if
Also, this has kind of become a mystery thriller, right?
Yes. Yeah. This whole time we're still trying to figure out. In addition to like getting everyone to return, there's also this underlying mystery of where is Lizbert, and we're trying to figure out and find clues around the entire island as to where her whereabouts may be. So there's a little bit of a mystery there as well.
I don't know why Lizbert put me in charge, but
I will say as well, just to see if we could turn up the heat on these donations, get us a little bit closer to that $2,500 goal. I'm not gonna lie to you, chat. I do a pretty good Bunger impression. Like, I would say it's close to spot on. So, if you donate $5, I will do a Bunger impression for every $5 that is donated. And like I said, I think I do it pretty good. So if you want to hear a nice Bunger impression, why don't you donate $5 and let us know.
Yeah, it is sanctioned and blessed.
Thank you.
Do that. Do that.
Do that indeed.
All right. Another thing we could talk about is the community. Where could one go to learn about the Bugsnax speedruns?
Great question. There's actually quite a few resources. So obviously speedrun.com/Bugsnax, which will provide you with our leaderboards, is a great place to go. Links to our Discord. We're all a very, very friendly group of people. If you have questions or are learning the run, we're very willing to help. In addition to that, we have guides that are posted both there and on the speedrun.com page. And we also even have our own subreddit, r/Bugsnax speedrunning. So if you want to come by there, look at some clips, ask some questions, we'll be happy to answer those for you, rather. I will say
I shall gather that up and provide the links at the end of the run.
Appreciate that. Yeah, I will say as well, like if you're interested in learning the speedrun specifically, it has a very low barrier entry, and the any percent category, like I mentioned, is very short. So if you need a short run that's not incredibly complicated to learn, just a little bit hard to master, this is a great game for you. So now we are in, we still have 3 more Grumpuses to help return, and since we're out of areas to access from the hub world, we got to access areas through other areas. So we go through Scorched Gorge to get to this area called Sizzling Sands. Of course you're gonna do that. Man, the Precontuses are like the bane of my existence, to be honest. They're so annoying to deal with. There we go. That should launch into the lake. Great. We have a long quest line that we have to accomplish here. Doing a lot of different things. Please roll off. That'd be wonderful. Thank you. All right, Precontus. Come on. Both of them had to troll me, eh? Okay. All right. All right. I see you. I see you. Okay. Why don't you turn around so I can place this trap and really mess you up? All right. Come here. Good. Get launched. All right. Good. Launch into the lake. Wonderful. All right. I'm not just being cruel, by the way. This is a specific quest line that we have to do. We have to break apart 2 Precontuses. They're a very unique Bugsnax because they are a Bugsnax that, when broken apart, they break up into smaller Bugsnax, as it turns out. So pretty interesting. I hope that it hits that on its own. And then yeah, we have a secret area here, and this is kind of the bane of this area. This area can be relatively annoying because we have a few complicated quests that we have to do, which can be a little bit stressful. The main thing is that we have to lead this black Raspy through a maze underground and have it like come up on its own, but it can get like really annoyed by these Enchiritos that are in our way. That happens sometimes. that Strabby will like to accidentally hit into the bush. And then there we go. It'll be fine after that. Just need it to come.
With all those gadgets, it feels a bit like you're a secret special agent.
It does feel that way. We have all these unique tools at our disposal. There we go. Eat the Raspy. And that's actually the completion of that quest. And then, last but not least, we gotta grab some cheese. And then this is Shelda. And we actually, all those weird things that we just did were all of her quests. So we actually did literally everything all at once. We're gonna turn them in all at once now. First, we need to get some cheese. Second, we need to crack 2 eggs. Done. 2, we need 3, we needed to break Pocahontas's. And 4, we needed to get a Raspy through the maze. Done. Shelda
Very
returns.
culinary.
Yes.
Our dear Shelda here.
Yes, and Shelda, personality-wise, she's kind of like a faux prophet kind of deal. She always comes up with these like prophecies and stuff, and like spews nonsense mainly. But then, you know, occasionally she has little nuggets of wisdom that pop through as well. So Shelda returns. That went relatively painless, besides the Pocahontas, who was really annoying. And then we actually access a secret shortcut area over here to get to another area called Boiling Bay, which is actually off of Simmering Springs, the other beach area that we went to. I don't know, you're not done. Come back. We needed those 2 Bugsnax to interact because we need the noodler to cool off before we can grab it. So we did that, and we're gonna come over here. We're gonna use our tripwire. We're gonna place it on the ground here. Specifically, we're gonna place it on the ground. There we go. And we're gonna launch it up at the sky. Attach that.
The bugs or the snacks, who won? We will find out. We will resume very shortly. My bet is on the snack bugs. Fun is first, that is true. We will bring back the fun. The fun is not dead. 100%. Yeah, fun is immortal. We will make sure. Alright, don't forget Conception wanted to give us a Bunga impression for $5. Get them in. I may or may not be already trying to type in my credentials. I am having a little bit of trouble to remember, but boomer. Yeah. Anyway, you know where to drop a follow for Conception to themselves. Also, I've been getting the Bugsnax intel out of them to join the Reddit or find the Discord and all the other resources up on speedrun.com/Bugsnax. Let me look up what's them already there. No major skips. Oh, Riekelt is running in 2. Wonderful. Love to see it. And then the 100% category, if you want even more of Bugsnax goodness. They have no door skips, all Bugsnax. You can get all the Bugsnax in about 1 hour? Ooh, that seems interesting. No major skips world record in under an hour. Not bad at all. So, let me check back. We are good to go indeed. Wonderful. So... Alright, I think we're good to resume.
Okay. Yes, apologies for those technical issues. I'm not sure what we might have missed, but just in case you had missed it, we grabbed a noodler from the cave by having it interact with a bopsicle, which defrosted it, and we grabbed it. Then we had a red banopper that was flying between trees that we threw a tripwire in between, and were able to catch it this way. And finally, we broke apart a kokomite by throwing it into the fire, and then I caught one section of it, which we need to turn into some quests for Floofty here. So that's where we are. We're up to speed.
Perfect.
All right. So,
no bugs or snacks were missed in the progress of this technical intermission.
well, that's great to hear. So you got to see all these fun Bugsnax, which we love. And now we just have to do these fun little quests where we also discover now that based on the Bugsnax you've eaten previously, you can also turn your limbs into like previous Bugsnax that you've eaten. So that's one thing we get to discover with Floofty as well. So that's a fun little feature, I suppose. And now that we've
coconuts are good for bonking when they're on your arms.
yes, exactly. And now that we've really messed with Floofty's genetic code there, honestly at their request, you know, we're not just doing it to really mess with things. It was at their request. We can actually have Floofty return, and we come over here to specifically grab an extra clue that we're going to need towards the end game. So we grab that as well, reload the save, and like I said, it takes you back to the doorway that you entered. So in this case, that was our secret shortcut. So we grabbed that and headed back the way we came, and then we just have to head back to Snaxburg. If you're keeping count at home, by the way, that's 11 Grumpuses returned. We only need one more, so we're getting kind of close, to the end here. But basically, we gotta just run back here. And then what we're going to do when we return is we're actually going to do a series of interviews, because what the interviews accomplish gameplay wise is that a lot of the Grumpuses have key bits of information as to where Lizbert could have ended up, and some of them even have clues specific to what we need to progress the game. So we're not going to interview every Grumpus that we have returned, but we're going to interview 4 specific ones, which are Wambus, Gramble, Snorpy, and Triffany, as they all give us very specific clues that we need to progress the story. So first we're going to do Wambus on the right here, and we don't have when we do an interview, as you might have seen with Philbo, we don't have to do every question, we just have to do the ones we need answered.
Ask the right questions and you shall receive the answers you are looking for.
Exactly.
And everybody's very helpful and forthcoming, right?
Yeah, for the most part. They are generally friends with us, because, you know, we haven't done anything to like break their trust, really. We've been helpful, we've been doing things. So some of them take a little bit of prodding. You know, we have to ask some follow-up questions, as any journalist would have to do probably. But for the most part, they're pretty forthcoming, and they want to help get Lizbert back. So that's also their main concern. They love Lizbert.
I heard without sometimes
Gramble is great.
Yeah, Gramble might be my favorite of the Grumpuses. One, I love the Strawby hat. I wish it was real. I would definitely wear that. But yeah, I like the voice actor behind Gramble, which is Sam Riegel. If anyone is a Critical Role fan, Sam Riegel is the voice of Gramble.
I'm no.
But also just like I like the concept of like a pacifist in this world where they need to survive. It's just kind of interesting to me.
How does he survive even?
Well, one fun thing that happens. So like there are trophies and things like that towards completion that you have to fully transform every Grumpus, which means that you change every limb of theirs into a Bugsnax. So you might be wondering how you would do that with Gramble, as he doesn't eat Bugsnax. But one thing that happens with Gramble is that he sleepwalks. You can and when he sleepwalks very hungry, so he asks you for Bugsnax while he's asleep, and then you feed him to him. If you're cruel, which I don't support, because you know he wouldn't want that when he's awake, but that is what you would do if you needed to accomplish the 100%, or I don't think transformations count towards 100%, just for like platinum trophies, but you know, if you needed to platinum, then that's what you would have to do, unfortunately. But interviews are done. We got all of the clues we need, and we're gonna head back into Sugarpine Woods to access the last area that we have yet to see, which is Frosted Peak. As you can see, that snowy mountain in the background there. The game wants us to take the very long way around, but we say no thanks, and we just hop on a snow mound and jump up. Very simple parkour. But if you want to see even more fun parkour action, the any % category has a lot of parkour movement, which is very interesting. All right, great. So now last area we got to do, and it's actually a pretty easy area in terms of like technique, but it's still pretty cool. So we're going to grab some peanut butter. We're going to attract the attention of this Mount Sodi. I thought I was going to miss it for a second. And we're going to capture that Mount Sodi. Then we're going to run in, and we're going to talk to the last Grumpus, which is Eggabell.
No, we just go in.
Eggabell is Lizbert's partner. So she is very, very invested in getting Lizbert to return for obvious reasons. Her clues have led her to the Frosted Peak here, so that's why she is kind of holed up here and hasn't really left, and really won't leave until she finds out more clues as to where Lizbert might be. She's actually in the middle of walking down to this large doorway, which is going to lead us to the end game. So while that's happening, we actually can accomplish a lot while she's walking, such as all those Bugsnax captures that I just did. And those Bugsnax captures are actually important because we need them to progress the story right here. Basically, there's 6 totems. We tell Eggabell rather, that we're going to fill half of them with the required Bugsnax. So the 3 Bugsnax we caught in this area, we filled in there, so that she can accomplish the other 3, and then we can help open the door and figure out what's going on. She gets right up in our face there for some reason. But we were just waiting for the checkpoint to hit so that we can reload. And she is asking for help from Philbo. This section, there's a lot of like back and forth movement wise, because we have to keep coming back here for a few different reasons. Fun thing to mention is that it may be live on PC already, or at least it might be announced, but we are fairly certain that Young Horse, as the developer of this game, is going to implement fast travel into the game so that we can bop between areas instead of having to walk between them. Which is going to be great, and it's really going to alter the routes of both no major skips and 100% quite a bit, and save us some time. So that's pretty exciting stuff. But if it's live on PC, is yet to make its way over to console, so we have to do it the old-fashioned way here. But that's one fun thing to look forward to. The route should drastically change when that happens, so that's pretty exciting. Now one thing that happens here is we all have to walk down to the doorway, but for whatever reason we're not allowed to run, so we have to slow walk there. If we happen to have any like quick donations or plugs or anything we want to mention, in the next like 30 seconds, now's a good time.
Yeah, you really came out of your shell.
I wasn't fast enough. I would probably have a donation, but we'll find a good spot in just a little bit. I want that
Following Liz
Bunger
around for
impression.
years.
Yes.
And I will make it happen. This is not a threat.
Point is,
I don't know. It sounds a little threatening, but you know, if
Since I
it's
need
threatening for
3
charity,
clubs,
is it all that
we might
bad?
as well be
You
one
know,
of them.
that's how I look at it.
You gave consent ahead of time, and that is what I will happily rely on until you retract such.
Exactly. So we think we have everything solved here. We have the order in which we need to press these pads, and we need to get through this doorway because that is the codes. That's what was left in Lizbert's journal that we have collected pieces of. However, we try to open the door, and it fights back against us, and we're not really sure why. So after the collapse of this doorway here, not full collapse, but like failure to open the door, I should say, Agabel's going to study this a little more, and in the meantime, since we've had everybody return, it's time for one last party, I think. So we're gonna head down to a party.
Take me down to the Bugsnax city.
Where the grass is
Snack
green
city.
and the bugs are snacks. So one last party. This party is actually my favorite in terms of execution. We actually get to do like a very fun routing path right at the top, but then after we do like all the movement execution parts of the party, it just becomes a long cutscene again. But at the top, it's really interesting. What we're gonna have to do is we're going to have everybody who is on the island, which is 11 out of the 12 because Lizbert is still studying, trying to get through the door. We have to get them to dance around the fire, and they all have very specific conditions to make them do so. So we're going to do this as fast as we can. First, we're going to change the radio. We're going to come over here. We're going to throw a cup into the grass. That'll be useful later, trust me. And then we're going to grab another cup and aim really high. Nope, didn't get it. What we were trying to do there is, as I was being forced into this cutscene, anytime you're holding an object when you're forced into a cutscene in this game, you automatically let go of that object. And if you're aiming it or something like that, it throws it automatically for you. What I need to do to get Shelda to dance is break that orb over her head. So I was trying to use a cup to do so while the cutscene triggered, but I didn't quite get it as fast as I would have liked.
Sure.
Filbo goes automatically. Beffica goes because we changed the radio station. So that's 3. Now Wambus and Triffany are talking. Wambus feels the need to apologize to Gramble for all the grief that he's given him, but he needs a little liquid courage first. While Wambus is walking over there, I'm going to grab this other cup. Gramble was too nervous to dance because of Wambus, but now that they're apologized, they're fine. Wiggle just needs a little confidence boost, so again, some liquid courage. So that's 6. All right. Here, Floofty and Snorpy, who are siblings, by the way, are talking. Floofty sees no scientific purpose to dance, but Triffany is going to help out with that because Triffany is like an archaeologist of sorts, so she's going to talk about the cultural significance of dancing, which is enough for Floofty to get going, and that will also cause Triffany to dance. So that's 8. Snorpy needs to talk to Chanlo to figure out where their relationship stands because he's unclear. But in this lovely conversation, we found out that Chanlo views that they've been dating for years, and confesses their love for each other, and it's a very sweet and wholesome moment that you love to see. And since they're both happy, they go to return to dance, and that's all 11 of them.
The nerd and the jock do not need to be enemies.
No, absolutely not. They can be, in fact, friends.
Also, we actually did get donations in. I might have also overviewed Spicy for just a second. Spicy La says, I like multiples of 10. Bugsnax is so cool. Sorry, I then again dropped $5 on top of it, but multiples of 25 are also amazing. And I would like some Unger Bunger, please. Conception, you rock.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
You still need to interview Lisbert, right?
Bonger? Bonger?
What? And well,
And I'll keep it
that a
going.
metaphor,
Keep those
or-
donations going. I'll do more impressions.
And I get to enjoy this through the crisp, clean Discord voice, so it is well worth it. Get more of this.
You get those rich, velvety vocal tones.
Absolutely.
All right. I know this looks
Awesome.
bad,
Thank you
but
for those
as long as we
donations.
keep
If you,
calm.
like I said, I think it was pretty good. I feel like that's a pretty good impression. So if you liked it, you want to hear some more, happy to do some more Bunger donations. Right now we're in a long cutscene, so we got time.
Rising from the depths
People are
of
saying you're literally a banger. Bunger.
Literally a bunger. I'm gonna take that as a compliment and not the fact that I would be shaped like a burger or something like that. I choose to believe that chat is not being mean; they're being nice. So
That's right.
Absolutely. Only the good people are around here.
exactly. Lore-wise, just to catch us up on a little bit of lore before we might dive into more donations, plugs, incentives, everything like that. We had like basically an earthquake hit the island. So the earthquake, the island is very unstable, and we're not entirely sure why. We know that Eggabell is trying to get into the door, and we think that has something to do with that. But the Grumpuses are like, all right, we need to fortify ourselves. We might even need to escape this island because we don't know what's going on. So what is the plan? And then we all kind of like, form up a plan. And Filbo's kind of really taking up that mayor role that he kind of self-imposed at the beginning. He's really coming around to his leadership qualities. But it will be helped by Eggabell coming through in the background there, who's going to help solidify this. And we're about to enter like the end game sequence of this run of the game as well. So fun fact, any percent does basically everything we've done up until getting through the door in about 5 to 6 minutes. So everything that we've done so far is done a lot faster in any percent. However, once we cross through the threshold of that door, the run is exactly the same. Because there are no skips in the end game that we have yet to be able to discover. Funnily enough, though, this game, if you're, I don't know if y'all are familiar with IGN's like devs react to speedruns kind of thing that they have going on. But when this game first came out, they got to do a devs react to the any percent speedrun, and the devs dropped a major hint that there is one more skip to be found in this in-game sequence that would save us a massive amount of time. But we have yet to find it, and I'll go a little bit more into detail when we're actually in the area. But yeah, just a fun little nugget of lore. But for now, we still have a little bit of time if we did have any more donations or anything come through.
Just saying, if there are still some like dev sanctioned secrets to be found, it's a prime opportunity to get in there, get some fresh blood on the task, I'd say, and figure amazing stuff out. I'm really close to the Nier Automata speedrunning community, and they had a recent discovery of one of the biggest secrets, like a platinum game style cheat code that has just been discovered through data mining. So some people like to dive deep and figure stuff out. And that breaks open so many things. SpeedDocs is full of history of such amazing discoveries, and why not be a part of that, right?
I'd say so. Yeah, hop in and yeah, like Cannon said, give us a fresh set of eyes on the situation because we could use it.
Let's get to it then.
Also, Shu wants to let us know, baby shark, do 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 do, baby shark, do 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 do, baby shark. Crow will now hate me.
Yeah,
but I'm alright with that.
Yeah, that's alright.
And we are back on the move.
We are back on the move, so we are heading over to the door. Eggabell has cracked the secret to the door, so we're going to be crossing through it and figuring out exactly what happened to Lizbert, what's going on with the island, and everything like that. So if you do not want to be spoiled, you might want to like mute the stream a little bit, even you maybe even look away at certain points if you don't want to be spoiled.
Wait for just a second, though. On your way there, 2 Bunger impressions, please. Spicy donated $10.
You got it. Okay, so we got.
Do you need a break? How about water? Let me check your vitals.
Bonger, 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 bonger. And then here's the second
almost
impression.
there.
Bonger.
Right.
Bonger, 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 bonger.
In the
Bonger.
future, you could stand to do some exercise, or just hang out with Chandlo.
Buttery smooth.
Buttery
Thank you very
smooth.
much.
Always happy to help.
Bunger impression again, please, is what Spicy said, and you did him great justice.
I appreciate that. So yeah, then that was a great time because we had another slow walking sequence that was literally out of our control. So the door's about to be open, and we're gonna really crack into this end game section here. So yeah, just be warned, we are gonna be entering into spoiler territory again. So if that matters to you, just be aware of that.
Okay, I'm ready when you are.
So,
Coming, Liz.
through the door.
1,
The door
2.
leads us to an area that's called the Undersnacks, okay? Which is like an underground, below the mountain kind of deal. Which is great because we got to figure out what's going on with the mountain anyway. So we need to head down here. But basically, what the Undersnacks is, as you can see, the walls are lined with food. It runs red with, I have to say it's juice. It can't be blood, right? Because they're food. So I'm gonna say it's juice. So again, this is where the game starts to weirdly darken up a little bit. Okay. And we get to see that friend from all the way back, which is called the Snack Squatch. Kind of has led us here, and there's a particular reason. Going back to that dev sanctioned skip. The skip is somewhere in this Undersnacks. So this whole sequence, if you're doing it fast, takes a little over 2 minutes to do.
We better find her fast.
What we have discovered so far is that the entire area of the Undersnacks in its entirety is surrounded by a loading zone. So that means if we can figure out a way to break through the ground or the walls, that is probably where our skip is. That's probably what the devs were talking about. We have yet to find a way to break through because we don't have access to tools and we can't run or jump high or anything like that. So it's very difficult. Also, lore-wise, what has happened here? This is Lizbert, the person we've been looking for the whole time. She is actually the queen of Bugsnax. She has been turned. And what we discovered through this interview here, because we're still here on a job, we still came here to interview. What we discover is that the Bugsnax are not so innocent. They're not as innocent and cute as they seem. They're actually parasitic. So you eat them and they actually attempt to take control over you. In addition to that, this is their island. They hate that the Grumpuses are here, and they're disrupting the island to get them off. They're going to collapse the island and make sure that nobody ever messes with them again. Lizbert sacrifices herself to become the queen of Bugsnax in order to keep them in control. However, they are just becoming too strong and she can't manage it. But luckily, Eggabell and Lizbert are reunited. Like I said, they're partners. Eggabell also sacrifices herself to double the power of the queen of Bugsnax here, which is great because this is going to give us just enough time to escape the island away from these parasitic Bugsnax. Dark twist, I know. You didn't expect these cute little cuties to be so malicious, but here we are. All right, so in-game sequence, we need to get back to everybody so that we can figure out a way to get off the island. All right. So we are meant to like walk around, take a long path, check in with Philbo, make sure everything's fine. We don't need to do that. We're just gonna parkour up the rock there, and get across. Same thing here, because Philbo joins us here, so it's fine. Same thing here. We're going to do some treetop parkour, which is actually a lot harder to hit than the first time around because there's way less fence to grab onto. But we did it pretty well there to get over to basically back to Snacksburg, but it's going to look very different. And this is the section that we call in the speedrun community the Gauntlet, which is essentially 6 mini tasks that revolve around adaptations of the tools we've been using all game to defend the Grumpuses against the Bugsnax. And they're basically paired off in sets of 2 so that we defend them with a variety of tasks. For example, this first one, Snorpy is going to give us a slap chop now. Basically, instead of the snack trap where we would use to capture the Bugsnax, now when we slap it down, it chops them up, destroys them. So that's a fun little snack. And Snorpy is going to continue to work on the boat in the background so that we can escape the island. As Snorpy is kind of like the engineer of sorts. So this first task is relatively low effort. It doesn't require a lot of effort to accomplish fast even. So that's task 1 down. Like I said, there's 6. Here's 2. We're going to take our snack grappler, which is now equipped with a punching glove, a boxing glove, and instead of grappling some snacks, we're going to punch them. This is a fun little section because there is some speed tech. So instead of waiting for them to onslaught us from forward, we're actually just going to go at them from the side and then hit them all in one line, which is fun. Oops. Well, we're going to attempt to hit them all on one line. All right. Then some daiquiri type Bugsnax are going to try and jump out of the ground here, but we're going to hit them before they even leap. And then these Picantuses we're actually going to hit forward towards Sheldon and Floofty. That one was a little long. The reason why we do that is because it's actually instead of breaking up the 2 Picantuses and destroying each piece individually, it's a lot faster to hit them towards them so that they ingest a lot of them. It speeds up that process considerably. technically in this portion of the game, you are at risk for having Grumpuses die. The way that would happen is that if they are overcome by Bugsnax to the point that they're fully transformed into a giant Bugsnax of their own. However, I will say that it's really incredibly hard to do. If you're doing the speedrun, it's basically impossible actually, because what you will need to have done is outfitted these Grumpuses with tons of Bugsnax to the fact that they're already almost transformed as it is, and then you would need to fail these tasks completely for those full transformations to occur. So it's actually the fastest possible way to get the best ending, which I think is kind of fun because you know, usually it's faster to have the worst ending because it involves somebody dying or skipping something, you know. So it's more unique that the fastest way is the best ending, which I think is cool. This mini challenge, by the way, you actually literally cannot screw it up unless you miss the last wave, the one I just set up, because they all spawn on a timer. So even if I just let them walk completely, it would have been fine, besides the last line. Now, this barrel section, I'm going to request some silent time here because it is incredibly precise and timing is also incredibly precise. So I'm just going to be silent while I focus on it, and then I'll explain a little bit about what we're doing after. But it should be pretty self-explanatory. So far, so good. Good. All right. So far, so good, like I said. Oh, that might have been too late. Let's see. Nice. All right, that was actually perfect. That's literally as fast as I could possibly go. So very obviously what we were doing there is we were using barrels to launch at Bugsnax to defeat them, full of, you know, juice or whatever the case may be. The way to do that fast is to very carefully position the location of your barrels and very carefully time the launch of your barrels so that it kills everything in the wave at once, besides the last wave, which is obviously just too big to kill all at once. It's, like I said, it's incredibly precise and the timing is very tight. So the fact that I did it perfectly like that is actually, I think that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. So that worked out pretty well. Now, this section also pretty self-explanatory. We got our buggy ball. It's now outfitted with spikes. We're just going to run over the Bugsnax that pop out. Luckily, the spawn cycles are exactly the same every time, so I know exactly where the Bugsnax are going to come from. So that's how we optimize this speed-wise. At one point, we actually thought it could be faster just to let them charge. Gramble and who's the other one over there? Wiggle, sorry. But it's because you have to wait for the cycles to spawn, it's actually faster just to defeat them. Which is great because I think that's more fun anyway. So we have 2 more waves here. And the last wave. Ooh, there we go. I almost missed that one. Okay, so if you're keeping count at home, that was 5 out of 6, and this is the last like mini challenge of the gauntlet, which is we're going to utilize this special sauce plant that Wambus has developed to have Bugsnax run into each other, and for whatever reason the special sauce makes it so that instead of just like being attracted and stunning each other, it actually fully like makes them explode. Mostly this section is completely fine. We can get a little bit messed up because we can get glitch cycles in this section, but the cycles are always the same. So I didn't need to grab that sauce. I don't know why I did that, but it's for fun, and it literally didn't waste any time, so it's not a big deal. We're already outfitted with max sauce. So I'm placing the sauce in very specific locations here for optimal speed. So far, that's mainly right there where the glitch cycles would be, if they were to occur, and looks like we got to mainly skip by them. And it's also not a run unless you shoot Wambus with some sauce. No, I missed him. That's fine. It's not actually not a run, it's just for fun. We always like to shoot Wambus with some sauce there because we got the time. But that's actually the end of the gauntlet sequence. We're just gonna leap over here.
Okay.
We can get a little bit glitched as we are trying to get on the boat here. Let's see if we do. Yeah, we did get a little bit glitched there, which is fine. For some reason, it makes it you can't get up the ramp in a normal way, so you just kind of like get stuck on the lip there, but that's not a big deal. Sneak peek at some of these legendary Bugsnax that I was telling you about in the run. Large pizza and large watermelon are 2 of the 4 legendary Bugsnax that you can encounter in the game. So that's fun. And we are approaching the end of the game already, if you could believe it. So what we're going to do here is we're going to land on a beach outside of the island. We're going to see everybody kind of scattered on the beach, but we don't have to talk to them. It's fun to do it in the game, like in a casual playthrough, but you don't have to do it here. We're just going to run over to Philbo and start triggering the end game. So time is coming up relatively soon, the next like 30-ish seconds. So we're just gonna leap over here, talk to Philbo, and then we're gonna get fired real quick from our journalism job because we're getting too close to discovering some conspiracy secrets.
I know. I can great.
And then there's a small post-credit scene that teases a sequel. So if you want to figure that out, you're gonna have to come check it out for yourself. All right, and time is coming up. And time. There we are. That was Bugsnax. We were talking about Bugsnax the whole time, and I hope you enjoyed this no major skips run of it. A couple shout outs. Really appreciate the SpeedDocs crew and everyone involved with setting up this marathon. Setting up a marathon, as I'm a member of a few staffs for different marathons, I know how incredibly taxing it could be and how much time you all put into it, so thank you so much for doing so. And thank you for having me as well.
We love doing it. We love having you.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me as well. Like I said, always love hanging out in marathons, supporting these awesome charities that I care a lot about.
Number 30, 40, what now? Well, you bring the energy. People, of course, would love to have you around. And also, if you want more of that energy and want to know about the stuff he does for marathons, he teased the Speedrun Insider podcast has a marvelous special on Conception. CJ, Conception, just vibing. It's a good time.
Yeah,
more like Conception. Ooh, whoa, smooth. You almost make me like you today. The time. Let me tell you the time. We just barely made it under 114 RTA, 113.59.
I will say as well, so I had my splits going on in the background. Even with our technical issue that we had in the middle, we were still under estimate because my in-game time, my RTA with the tech issues included was a 117.59. So,
okay.
Yeah, even so, tech issues aside, I still finish under estimate. So keep that in mind, marathons.
You do, and as far as I looked, you do not have a run on the leaderboard for the no major skips category, or am I blind?
I have the world record in it for console. You have to look in the console section.
Ah, right.
Yeah,
there it is. Ah, so we weren't too far off. 1 hour 11 minutes.
Yeah, not terribly so. We got some bad RNG and some misplays in some sections, but overall it went pretty well. But again, thank you all so much for having me. If you want to learn Bugsnax, speedrun.com/Bugsnax, we got your resources for you. Come on by the Discord, come on by r/Bugsnax speedrunning on the subreddit. We're there for you. We're here to help, and we would love to have more runners come by because we had a really strong showing when the game came out, and we've kind of started to phase out a little bit. So we want to rebuild that population back up. So come run some Bugsnax. But other than that, thank you for having me, and I will bid you adieu from SpeedDocs and just become a viewer as well now going forward.
We love having those just as well. Thank you again. Have a great rest of the weekend, and see you around pretty soon, I guess.
Thank you very much.